500 subscribers, retrospective on YouTube, and Q&A, scene 1, take 1, action! Right, I figured for my 500 I would do something special. I thought about doing a 3-part video series. This one would be the part 1 will be this one, the retrospective, in which I'll talk about YouTube, talk about my experiences and blah blah blah, and then part 2 will be shoutouts, and then the final part will be a Q&A. So I'm going to say this once, and I will say this many times in the video. If you want to ask me questions, as long as they're in good taste, just leave a comment under this video or under the shoutouts section, and then in the part 3 video I will answer them, as long as they're in good taste. So, retrospective. It's not only have I reached 500 subscribers, which I'm amazed about and just can't believe it. I'm also a year on YouTube as well. It was sometime this month, I don't know when it was, so give or take a couple of weeks maybe. It's about a year since I've been on YouTube. The very first video I did was on this. Basically what I'd done is I'd sort of Americanized it. And my inspiration for doing this was that on YouTube there were a lot of mod videos, but there hadn't been any with a particular mod for my stick that I'd done. I saw a lot of people saying, yeah, this mod can be done, it's not easy, or you had to do this, do that, but I hadn't actually seen a video where someone had actually done it. So I did it. And I think within one day I got 300 hits. It's my third most successful video I have done. And it was amazing to think you get that many hits when I had absolutely no subscribers. And I wasn't sure what my reasons were when I first started. I was someone who watched this particular community and I just found it really fascinating, and it inspired me because I thought these people, and they're like me. All they have is a camera and a passion, and they just film it, and the magic happens. And I thought to myself, I can do that. Well, I figured it's better to try something that you're rubbish at badly than never do it at all. And I figured, what the hell, got nothing to lose. And the response I got over time is amazing. I mean, there's some videos I've done that I think for every video I do I'm learning something. Each one I learn a new trick about filmmaking or editing or even visual effects. I mean, I look at my very first review, yeah I know, but I look at my newest one and the process is refined. I mean, some reviews I experiment in a particular way of editing and doing it. Some of them I just do it in one go and then cut the video into it, and some I actually film in bits. I still haven't figured out how to do a review yet. I mean, what is a review? Ultimately, you're given a reason for either playing a game or not playing a game, and you're going into depth, and at the end of the day you give your final thoughts. That's my opinion, but even my opinions on how to make a review are changing throughout the entire process. YouTube means a lot to me. I mean, I couldn't imagine my life without YouTube now. It definitely reignited the creative spark in me. I mean, when I was a kid I was extremely creative, and during school it was one thing that teachers pushed me to do was art or graphic design, and I didn't really enjoy doing it, but I got to a point where I was ahead. I mean, I remembered in my graphic design course, I think I'd actually finished all the base work about like 2 months before the course even finished, and I was doing nothing because I was just so far ahead, and I couldn't even attempt to do something new or more. I had to do it within the set parameters, and it was the same with art. And I guess I kind of lost interest, and for a long time that spark just was ignited. I'd always wanted to get back into doing something creative, but I had no means in which to do it. And that's where YouTube came in. I'd always loved watching films, and I always loved filmmaking, but never really had the money, time or means in which to do anything of that scale. But I always studied it and watched films and analysed them, and I had a pretty good grasp of how they were shot. And I always wanted something one day to be able to do something, even if it wasn't a film, maybe just video series or something. And YouTube, I mean not just YouTube, but the internet changed all that. people with cameras and imagination and time and effort and energy can pretty much, if they can imagine it and if they can actually make it happen, they can film it and they can upload it. And that's what I love about YouTube. It's given me a voice, a place to create something, and YouTube is so vast. You put something out there and you're bound to find people that love what you do. It's what I love about YouTube. I mean, I couldn't imagine my life without it. I can't even imagine my life before YouTube. And the thing that surprised me more than anything, not just about creating things, putting it out there and talking about people, but I've made so many good friends, far too many to name them all. And that's the thing that scares me. If I try to name every single person, I'm going to leave someone out. So I mean, the next part of this video series will be shoutouts. I think I will do probably loads of shoutouts in that video, but at the same time I'll probably focus on a few key people, because it's going to focus on pretty much my entire experience. Not because I mean, very subscriber special, I've always focused on a handful of people and then people who I've sort of interacted with since that video. This is my 500 one, so pretty much every person that's inspired me, who I've made friends with, will probably get a shout out. So it's going to be a very, very long shout out video, which is a good thing. YouTube's up the limit now. For the future, I've got so many plans. I mean, I ambitiously was going to do an entire Panzer Dragoon series review all of them, and so far I've only managed to do one, and I do want to, when I get time, to not only play the second one, complete it thoroughly, so that because the best reviews are the ones that you've invested so much of your time into, that, and if you do a review straight after finishing the game, you have so much to say. Like my Police Knots review, that review just came together like that because I'd literally finished it about 2 hours before the review, and it was just, I had so much to say and I had so much depth of what I said. And some of the games I played as a kid at Mario 64, you have to try to get back into that place again. It can be difficult because you have to play it for some time, get the feel, try to get that, I don't know, that energy, that special place when you're in a game and you really enjoy it, and then afterwards you want to talk about it, like in school, you know, or at work. So that's what I try to do. I always try to make sure that the game is fresh in my mind, that I've either completed the game or I've gone back to it to refresh myself of that experience so I can go back into it. So Panzer Dragoon series, at some point I will definitely do part 2 next few weeks. I am planning a massive Final Fantasy VII. I mean, Final Fantasy VII is a big part of my gaming life. I mean, I wouldn't be playing role-playing games now if it wasn't for that game. And it definitely left a mark on me, and that is definitely going to be a 2-part review. And the good thing about YouTube is 15-minute limit. I could do something pretty special, I reckon. And for the future beyond that, well, once a month I'm doing a podcast with my brother, which is fantastic. Get to talk about movies, games, what projects me and him are working on, this community, and the YouTube community as well. And we're hoping in future to be able to do every single episode with a guest speaker. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. So if you're out there and you want to join in, give us a PM. You know, next time we're doing one, if you're available, join in. You know, even if it's just for 5 minutes, just to say hello or talk about one of our topics with us, that would be fantastic. Because I'm hoping to make it something that involves as much as community as possible. That's my hope. I mean, it's just a laugh between me and my brother, but at the same time I would like to try and involve other people, not just other people, but other people's ideas, thoughts and opinions. Otherwise it's just me and my brother talking, and what we think, not other people think. So we really could do with each podcast an outsider, so to speak, a third perspective. That was one of the ideas why I wanted guest speakers. And beyond that, hopefully at some point, maybe, I don't know, early next year, we might do the next part of the Behind the Hearts series. Now, Behind the Hearts Part 3 was an interesting one, but due to family commitments and stuff, some things happened and I had to go to where my brother lived. And basically, to make life a lot easier, I stayed with him. And the great thing is, in between doing my family commitments, we got to mess around, have a few drinks, and shoot Behind the Arts Part 3, it turned out really well, I think. I mean, we learnt that a lot of people liked the first one because it was so random. The second one, we got to refine it all, the editing, the sound mixing, but unfortunately, a lot of people said it came off too staged and too planned. Too much thinking, not enough action. And then the third one, it's a mixture of both. We literally we went for it. We just shot so much random stuff. And then editing was pretty easy, because I think the way I do Behind the Arts is I try to think of beginning, middle and end. I mean, I have to start it, I have to end it, I have to talk about it in the middle, got to do some studio work, and we've got to do some talky bits, and then have him plan it. And it's a matter of just editing what footage you can use in the most usable way. I mean, I like to think that if you work out what you can use, and you work out the best way in which to arrange that in the track, there's only really one way to do it, and it's a matter of just finding that one optimum way of doing it. And doing Behind the Arts is fantastic because it is the closest thing at the moment to filmmaking, and well, it is. They're like mini surreal documentary / rockumentary. It's everything and nothing at the same time. That's how I like to view them. So, closing statements. I think the future media is changing. I think YouTube has shown that the gatekeepers no longer hold the keys. We ourselves are capable of doing so many things, like making reviews, or just doing silly stuff on cameras, or even showing off our game collections, or even voicing our opinions. And YouTube will forever be part of my life because of that. Yes, I want to thank you all for enjoying this retrospective / 1 year / 500 subscribers retrospective. Right, part 2, which is going to be shoutouts, which will probably be done, I don't know, maybe sometime next week. And also the next part 3, is going to be a Q&A. So if you want to ask a question, just leave a comment below. As long as it's in good taste, I will answer it. Any question, you can even ask about the Hoff, how he's doing, or even Kit. Okay, thank you for watching.